Hey guys, we're back. Told you I would be right back. Who wants to wait till next week just for another upload, right? Um, we'll work on a better quality upload for next week. But for now, we're just gonna do a couple of more reactions to Judge Grady. I said Judge Grady, Sheriff Grady. Sheriff Grady is part of Florida, and I just find this man so funny. The way he delivers his press conferences when he catches the criminals, it's just the most hilarious thing. Because he's so passionate about what he's doing. It just brings tears to my eyes because he really means what he says, and it's just the funniest thing ever. Anyway, I'll show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. We're gonna present this video. It's about just watching Judge Grady in itself, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'd rather show you guys so we can watch together. Basically, this is what we're gonna watch, and let me put it on for you.
Had a gentleman that was apparently out drinking for the evening on the chain of lake.
Hold on, Sheriff. Hold on, Sheriff. Give me a minute, y'all. Just give D a minute. I have all my screens together. Oh, and give me another minute. We're gonna show this, right? Because we're moving a little too fast now. This sheriff don't play over in Florida. Y'all heard? Guys, I'm a little behind on this, but we are gonna just roll with the punches. You know how we do. Back to the footage.
Lakes, and late at night he was
I can't
zipping
hear.
through one of the canals and he lost control of his boat and he ran into some cypress trees. And the next morning, some people who lived on the lake discovered him underneath his boat, wedged up into some cypress trees where he was
What?
deceased. That was a horrible way to end a night that started out as a fun night. But once again, alcohol, drugs,
Mm,
water,
mm,
boating,
mm.
fast speeds,
Preach.
whether you're in a car or on a boat, don't mix.
Mm,
Unfortunately, he paid a horrible, horrible price for
mm.
his mistake that
Rest in
night.
peace.
But here's another event that I'm going to talk to you about that frustrates us very badly.
Go ahead. Let it rip.
It's young men and women dying.
Let it rip,
They're
Sheriff.
dying because other young men and women are shooting them. And on this particular occasion, some folks from the Orlando area rented an Airbnb,
Mm,
and they rented this Airbnb
mm, mm, mm.
at 308 Robin Road in Davenport, which is right at the county line of Osceola and Polk County.
Mhm.
They rented this house in order to have a birthday party for a 1 year old child,
Mm.
and they invited friends and family over. And this is the development that this house is in. So the family arrives Friday night. They work all through Saturday morning to get ready for the party, and at about 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, the party begins.
Mhm.
Well, that's reasonable.
Mm. It
Well,
sounds
about
reasonable.
11 o'clock at night, our victim one, as we will call him, he is a
Liquor get
black male,
involved.
27 years of age. a young man,
That age group,
not yet 30
nothing but
years of age,
problems.
still trying to figure life out,
I know from
received several
experience.
phone
I don't
calls.
drink, so.
And then about 12:30, which would have been early Sunday morning, people are still there for the 1-year-old's birthday party. I'm certain the 1-year-old by this time has crashed.
It's
He's not interested in the party any
crashed.
longer.
You do not need a
But
party
he
that long
takes
for a
two
1-year-old.
plates of
Just
food
make it your party.
out to this mid-size vehicle that's in the roadway. He apparently delivers the food, and I say apparently, and I'll tell you that in a minute.
Mm.
Turns around and walks toward the house.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a volley of gunshots
Oh.
that rings out.
Mm.
He is knocked down from the gunfire. He jumps up
Mm-hmm.
and is now trying to get into the house when the suspects who have started to drive off
Mm-hmm.
back up.
Mm-hmm.
One of the suspects jumps out of the mid-sized vehicle
Mm.
and shoots another volley of rounds
Mm.
at suspect one. Victim one.
Mm.
Now understand that in the process of hearing the first volley of gunshots, victim two, who is a 26-year-old black female,
Wow.
she runs to the door, and as she's running to the door, she is shot
She catches
through
one.
the door, and
Mm.
she's struck in the thigh. And the great news is that young lady is going to make a full
Survive.
recovery.
Okay, good.
She opens the door, and they drag in victim one, who has multiple gunshot wounds,
Mm.
and the vehicle flees from the neighborhood.
Wow.
When they get to the front of the neighborhood in the area
And it's supposed to be
of
Florida. Nice
the
little
entrance,
housing, residential.
we find 2
Uh-huh.
plates of discarded food.
That joint is GTA.
Now, all of that is a mystery to us. Did they not like the free meal? Was it served to them cold?
They don't never
Did
like the
they
free
use that
meal.
as a ruse to get him outside so that they could shoot and kill him? All of that's under investigation. They
That
flee
liquor,
back
once that
toward the
liquor
Orlando
involved, that's
area.
all that
We
messed up
have
here.
some video from stores that indicate that this vehicle has fled. We don't know who the suspects are. We know and highly suspect 2 suspects, a driver and the passenger who jumped out the second time to finish shooting. We know there are 2 different kinds of casings from 2 different firearms at the crime scene. Well, what's interesting to know is that this is all too often what we see. Young men dying, a young lady shot. Now, this was not the traditional house party that we normally see that ends up in a shooting. However, there were conversations between our apparent suspect and our victim, causing our victim to take 2 plates of food at 12:30 in the morning out to these folks, and they
Mm.
subsequently shot and killed him.
Mm.
He died
Sound like a setup.
despite our best efforts and
I'll
Pope
tell you that
Pius's
right
best
now.
efforts to save his life at Osceola, at a Osceola hospital. So
You
we
got
need to
people
keep
bringing
that
you
discussion.
food.
We're paying
It's a setup.
$5,000
It's a setup.
cash money
It's-
through
Who
Crime
don't want
Stoppers.
their food?
You don't have to get
It
involved.
was a
You
setup.
don't have to give us your name.
Mhm.
Just give us the information,
I hope
and
they get
we
them.
too will put you in for the $5,000, and we'll solve this murder. We owe it to the family. We owe it to their mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, and we're going to work diligently until we find out who murdered these people. But make no mistake about it, it is not the first time someone's come from the Orlando area to the northeast area, I-427, Poinciana, Davenport area, to rent an Airbnb to ultimately become the victim of a murder. And we're pretty well tired of it. We were tired of it when it happened the first time, and it's happening periodically. So at the end of the day, it's not all right for young kids to kill young kids, and we're
That's
not
right.
going to allow that.
That's right.
We're going to find who these people are and hold them accountable for that, and that's important. because no one has the right to kill or shoot someone else. Now, by the grace of God, the 1 year old, who I suspect by this time was tucked away in bed, survived all of this without any gunshots. However, we had a recent one,
You should have
a
felt the same
recent
way about
last
Zimmerman.
year. It didn't happen at that time at an Airbnb, but
Same
it was
energy.
kids shooting kids, where two teenage girls were in bed asleep when some gangbangers went to shoot up what they thought was the rival's house. They got the wrong house and
Mm-mm.
shot two teenage girls. And then
Crazy.
15 minutes later, they shot up another house and shot up another teenage girl.
Crazy.
Now you think, oh my gosh,
Out
what's
out
happening in
west
Polk
up in
County?
Florida.
Newsflash, that's happening all across the state of Florida and all across the United States of America. We've got to respect life.
And we talking about up
We've got to
north, down
respect the
south
dignity of
is
life.
off the hook.
And I can assure you of one thing, that if you come here and shoot someone, we will chase you to the ends of the earth until we get you locked
There
up in
you
jail.
go.
You're not going to kill people in this county and
Mm.
get away with it.
There you go.
Well, so we had those events over the weekend. We had
There you go.
other events that occurred, but here was how we started the work week.
Mm.
This happened at about 6:11 this morning at Highway 60 and 630, which is at the southeast corner of our county, where a 15-year-old guy, did you hear what I said? He
Mhm.
was 15, was driving his 12-year-old sister to school in
Mhm.
Frostproof to the middle
Mhm.
school. It
Because
goes without saying, 15-year-old cannot drive an automobile by himself, but he was. And he turned in front of a red Dodge pickup truck driven by a 50-year-old man who was unable to avoid the crash, T-boned the vehicle. As a result, the 15-year-old driver of the 2020 Traverse that turned in front of the pickup truck, the red Dodge pickup truck, received minor injuries. But the 12-year-old who was on the passenger side where the initial impact was is in critical condition, and she needs our prayers that she, one,
Why
survives,
did this
and
kid
two,
take the
not only
car? Where were the
survives, but very
parents?
significant injuries as well.
This is such a tragedy.
But that's not the end of it.
It's not.
There's more.
There's more.
So there's a 34-year-old man from Melbourne who sees this horrible crash. We'll call him the Good Samaritan. He stops his vehicle and gets
Careful.
out to help.
Oh my God.
While he's out helping, a 2012 Honda van then strikes the red pickup truck that's already been involved in the crash, knocks the red pickup truck into the Good Samaritan, and kills him.
Oh my goodness.
Do the people stay at the scene? No, they don't stay at the scene. The vehicle's crashed. It's too damaged to drive, so they jump out and flee. Did they stop to help the 12-year-old, the 15-year-old, like the Good Samaritan? No. Did they try to help the guy that ultimately died? No. Why? They're too busy fleeing, running from their responsibility. We need help with that. Call Crime Stoppers. Here's a $5,000 reward for that. Now, we are working on the vehicle, but of course, our early information doesn't help us at all. It turns out it's a scrap vehicle out of Arizona.
Goodness.
Did you hear
Out
what I
of
said?
Arizona?
So there's not a registration, so we can look at the registration and initially just
It was really playing GTA out
our
there.
information from
Florida's crazy.
We find out who was operating it this morning. There's a lot of investigative work that we are doing in order to solve that case. We have had our bloodhounds, our aviation, and our deputies out looking because they fled into the woods. This is a very remote area of the county. We want them in jail, and the community can help us with that, because these guys are wandering through the swamps and the woods out there, and they're going to come out into one of the neighborhoods or onto one of the highways.
They're going to want to eat. They're going to want a car. They're going to want some type of refuge.
We need to be there to make sure we're there to intercept them before they can get away, because who knows where they may be from, since this vehicle is a scrapped vehicle
Mm.
out of Arizona.
I don't even know who to
We need
look
to find
for.
them today, find them rapidly today.
Get them
Any other
bloodhounds.
questions?
They got the
Yes, ma'am.
bloodhounds out on them. All right. I am not going to be able to hear the questions. So I'm going to fast forward this a little.
Certainly. First and foremost, Airbnb, and we use it Airbnb, but all of those short-term rentals have gotten better recently. But it's because we've been putting immeasurable pressure on them that, hey, either you clean up your act, or we're going to pass legislation that's going to cripple you. You've
And
got
they
to
just did
stop
for New York.
renting to
So
people that's having these massive parties and shooting up these neighborhoods.
Florida might be
So,
next.
to their credit, they have gotten remarkably better. On this particular house, as you can see, it wasn't one of the larger houses, and it was four people in one family that rented the house, and this party was friends and immediate family. There was not the
You can't
hundreds
say
of
that.
people that we normally see. But what
Obviously,
we
it was
know
not.
is that one of the guests there, for whatever
Called
reason,
an
was
outsider.
on the phone and
That's
invited
what
these
these
people
people do. And I
there.
bet you was a
And those
female.
people, when they came
That's what
there,
these
had
females
the
do. They
intention of
talk, talk,
shooting and
talk,
killing
yap,
people.
yap, yap. Invite people
We
over
are
that was never
still
even part of
working
anything.
through all of the details, and there's a lot of investigative work to occur. I'm not sure about whether or not there was a call there earlier. It's not
Oh,
unusual for
definitely, there
us
was a
to
call
go and
made. I'm
deal
gonna tell
with
you that.
disturbances in the
It was
short term
different. Oh,
rentals. These folks
you mean
come
like a cop?
from far and wide to these short term rentals. 99 out of 100 of them are coming here to go to Disney, to go to Universal, to have a family weekend, and there's zero problems. But we answer calls every weekend as a result of people who come into these short-term rentals, and they're partying late into the night because they're on vacation or on holiday, and other neighbors who are working people have to get up the next morning
It's
and
not a
go to
good deal
work.
for me. I would
So
never have
it's
an
not unusual for
Airbnb
us to handle disturbances.
business
We can
unless it's
tell you if
somewhere
we were at
tropical.
that specific house earlier in the evening. But the interesting part about this
People are
is,
nasty
why
in
did he
Everett,
call
I'll
these
tell you that.
people to come to the house in the first place? When they came there, he took food out to them. So obviously he knows them. There's a relationship. Um, why did they shoot him? And then they carried the food with them till they got to the front
Mm.
of the
Scandalous,
neighborhood and
right?
then tossed it.
Treacherous.
They
Trees.
probably had no appetite after they just killed a man.
Oh, you hear this, Sheriff Grady?
The
He want
victim
to
and
throw
the baby, I'm
punchlines.
not sure what that
He didn't
was,
have no
but they were
appetite
all
after they
friends and
shot him. I
close
bet he
friends
didn't
and
have an
family.
appetite. My goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. But you guys get the idea. This judge is hilarious. I said this judge. This sheriff is
Yeah, first
hilarious.
and foremost, they don't care.
Sheriff Grady. Oh,
When they arrive to have these shootouts. I mean, this is like the old west. They don't care who they shoot. We have seen in the past, throughout all across the country, they have a shootout between rival gangs, between rival people, retaliation.
he
They
not
shoot
lying.
kids, they shoot innocent
He is
people
not
in
lying.
houses next door,
Just
they
like
shoot up the wrong house. They are evil people.
yes. And on that note, we're gonna end it and mention the fact that he's right. He is definitely right. Just like these um, mass shootings happen in schools, they don't care. They are evil people. Okay? When they come to do what they come to do what they do. Okay? So we're going to leave it on that note. And I hope that they find who it is they're looking for because we're not going to make this a one sided situation. But this is very important news here. So we're going to watch more of Sheriff Grady because he is definitely a character. Actually, let's watch more of Sheriff Grady now. And just watch a different program because him alone is funny. Him alone, okay? Him alone. Him alone be funny. I need to subscribe to Poke Sheriff. Poke Sheriff. He got his own channel, y'all. He got his own channel. I was thinking about watching this channel. I don't know. I could end this now, but I want to watch the chat. No, chat. No. Let's watch some crash accidents. What y'all want to see? Crash accidents. You know what? This is a conflict of interest. Is it really? I want to do a workout, y'all. That's what I really want to do. I hope you guys been doing your 33 squats per day for the St. Jude's 1,000 squats in September challenge. And I need donations. I only raised $5, guys. So if you're into charitable organizations, I'm going to do the squats anyway. But the only way I can earn a free t-shirt is if I raise $150. It's not going to me. The link is in my bio. And it's going straight to the organization. So
This dash cam video was captured in Nuevo Laredo in Mexico. A man and his...
If you want to support a sister who is on this fundraising path for St. Jude's Research Hospital for cancer, I have to do 33 squats every day for the month of September. And I've been doing good all through the start of the month. I just missed one day, so which is easy to catch up because sometimes I do more than 33 squats. So I just know towards the end of the month, I'll just double up. But for the most part, it's been pretty simple. Also signed up for jumping rope next month and some sit-ups, I believe. Anyway, I'm talking too much, y'all. Let's watch this video. It's a dash cam, and it should be just as exciting as the last one. And it don't got nothing to do with the sheriff from Florida, so we just jump in topics.
And his wife had just crossed the border into the country in the early morning hours of January 3rd, 2020. Shortly after, they were met by this sight. Cars stopped at a light, blocking the road with multiple people standing nearby. As the driver approaches, the car in the middle lane pulls forward and the people outside gesture the driver to pass through. However, just as he tries to do so, a pickup pulls around the corner and blocks the open path. That's when the people outside begin banging on the driver's windows and pulling at the door handles.
It's the cartel. See that?
The group does whatever they can to get the vehicle to stop. But the quick maneuvers of the driver allow him to speed around the blocking vehicles and get away back in the opposite direction. Groups such as this one are commonly known to set up roadblock traps like this in different areas. Typically, they'll be looking for passing trucks to steal, which they'll then use for a multitude of different purposes. However, they'll also steal wallets, cell phones, and other valuable items from these unsuspecting drivers. Multiple reports of stolen items.
This is what happened when you don't pay attention in school. Okay? I don't know what I just missed. We're going to kindly move along. Okay.
Billy admitted that he wasn't paying full attention and mistakenly assumed we were
Okay.
continuing
I
straight
don't
at
want
the
to fast
signal.
forward. Let's go.
The dash cam footage was taken on June 2nd, 2022. It happened in Australia. The driver of this vehicle had both a front-facing and rear-facing camera.
There.
Around
I think they
5
dropped
p.m.,
the
the
left
driver was
side
pulling up to
too.
a red light to turn left.
On the
In the
right side.
rear-facing camera, a Mercedes can be seen pulling up just behind it. Almost immediately after, the driver's side door swings open. A man gets out and starts quickly approaching the vehicle, holding some sort of metal object.
Wow. They all look the same. All this road rage. Always starts off with somebody coming out the car with something in their hand. Because they just don't fist fight no more, huh? He made a run for
Fortunately,
it.
the driver happened to be looking in the rearview mirror when the door opened,
Thank goodness
which
he
gave him
was
enough time to
looking.
react.
These
He was forced to drive off the road
bastards
and through a
try to
patch of
roll up
grass,
on you.
cutting 3 cars in front of him.
Treat.
The man with the Mercedes was left standing in the roadway.
Treat.
The driver who uploaded the footage doesn't know what the man wants.
Anyway, this is enough for today. Enough for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Deuces. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Tell a friend, 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 tell a friend.